Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is good, man. Today we're diving back into that lab, and we're talking Bucky Irving, scouting report, former Oregon Ducks product, now Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I mean, what is he going to be in the NFL? He's a very interesting running back. I like his game. Am I over the moon on really any running back in this class? Not really, but I think there is still potential for these guys to carve out decent roles for themselves, and Bucky Irving definitely isn't in that category where he cannot carve out a role. So let's talk Bucky Irving, pros, cons, and a great score. Let's roll. So admittedly, I'm not going to sit here and sing the good graces of a Bucky Irving because I'm not necessarily over the moon on his skill set, but I do like the game. I think that he is a quality running back that could have a lot of potential in the right system. Obviously, he's going to Tampa Bay. There is some opportunity there as well. He is not no slouch, but he is a good running back. So let's talk about the team that drafted him, those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like I'm saying, round 4, pick 25. And I know there's a lot of people in the community who are very excited about a Bucky Irving here with the Buccaneers. And I am as well. And I think this, kind of aids in the situation where I was talking about a lot of these young running backs saying landing spot is going to be very determined on how they're going to be in the NFL. With the Buccaneers, with Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, we know the regular cast of characters, and then Rachaad White started picking up steam as the year went on last year. The Buccaneers understood something extremely late in the process with Rachaad White, that you got to get this guy in space, and it did help his fantasy stock. It helped his season as the year did go on, as they utilized him a lot more in the pass game as the season did move forward. Also helped this entirety of the offense to absolutely challenge for the playoffs like they did, and Baker Mayfield looked a lot more comfortable having that check down. In terms of the depth chart here in Tampa Bay, we know that Bucky doesn't necessarily have a lot to work with, to beat out, I should say. Rachaad White, obviously clear through and through, running back one at this point. Could they do a tandem approach with a Bucky Irving? Abso-freaking-lutely. Chase Edmonds, Sean Tucker. I'm still a Tucker guy, but I don't think it's really going to happen for this man. I thought at least last year we'd see a little bit better production, showcasing his talents. Did not really occur with a Sean Tucker, so I'm kind of falling off that bandwagon as well. You got Lard, and then you got Williams to back up those gentlemen. So there is not a plethora of talented running backs here in this room. Chase Edmonds is one of these guys. He's going to stick around from time to time, but is he going to ever challenge somebody for, premium volume carries and target share? Likely not even in this offense. So you add a guy like a Bucky Irving who has the capabilities to not only run the football inside, outside, and be good in the pass game, would mirror the similar skill sets of a Rachaad White in a lot of these aspects as well. He does add a lot of more burst that they're looking for in this offense to give them some more speed capabilities, even though that 40 time didn't necessarily suggest such, but I will touch on those in the pros and cons. But for measurables, as always, 5'9", 192. He is 21 years of age. So right off the bat, you're seeing the 5'9", 192. Not great for a running back. You're hoping to, take a great deal amount of carries from the backfield. So hence why you're saying in the NFL, could he be limited to a certain level skill set in the pros? It is very possible. Played in 39 contests. Stat line's very good, man. 475 attempts, almost 3,000 yards, 29-37. A great 6.2 on the average, 20 rushing touchdowns, and then he starts adding in the pass game. 95 receptions, 785, 8.3 on the average, and 5 receiving touchdowns. So he is very productive and was very productive with guys like Bo Nix in that Oregon Ducks offense. He did look very good, very sharp, and I do like that about him as well. At least, even with the stature being a little bit limited, statistical achievement definitely doesn't lie, and he was absolutely promotive in that respect as well. But for some pros, he's got a heaping of them. First step burst is definitely on point, and I do like the tape speed better than he is what he did test at the combine. 4.55 on the 40 time. Did not like the 40, but his tape speed does definitely dictate otherwise. I think he is faster on the field than he is in tests. I do believe there is that first shot out of the cannon burst in his speed, and I do like that as well. Good athletic abilities, able to make plays, spin moves, juke moves. He's got a little hurdle in him if he wants to, but he's a bite-sized guy in that respect. No disrespect to him in that sense, but I mean, good athletic ability to at least make guys miss in the open field. He's got that pinball ability, man, compact runner style, and he bounces off tackles with that. It comes with the fantastic body balance that he does possess. Even when people are engaging with tackles, you're thinking he's going to be an easy drop down. He definitely is not. He will keep going down the field. He will keep moving forward, and likely in the open field, he will fall forward. In in the backfield, you can say he can be stopped behind the line, and that is a concern if he does get, a lot of penetration from the defensive front. He will, struggle to at least evade those guys and then get in the open field. But he can run inside, he can run outside. More outside for me. I like that part of his game a lot more, but the athletic ability is definitely there when it comes to what he has to do, going to the outside, and then if, would-be tacklers do approach him, the body balance will definitely keep him upright, and he does pinball off a lot of these would-be tacklers. Solid juke cut moves, I'm okay with it. Some are not. They say it's not necessarily overly fluid. I don't know what you're looking at. I do see fluidity in this man's running ability, and I do like that about him a lot. Very good ability to at least make guys miss. Again, is there a Shady McCoy in this draft class? No, there is not, but he's got more than enough when it comes to the juke and the cut moves. Maybe not the top-end shake you're looking for, but the cut moves definitely can get around defenders, and he will make people miss. Good cutback lane awareness. When the hole does close up, he does find that cutback lane, and he's able to gallop through those as well. Very positive steps for a Bucky Irving, because, off-tackle cutback lanes are there to be found. He doesn't necessarily find them quite a bit, man. Decent stiff arm for a guy his size. I got to give him the ups on this one, because for a guy who's 5'9", under 200, you're not really thinking he's got a lot of juice and power in him. He's got the power enough to give a stiff arm. Is it going to be good in the NFL? Probably not, but I'm saying at least he's going to challenge in that respect, so I'm putting here as a pro because of the size and the stature. I think it was much better than I had anticipated it being. Good receiving back. He's got good stats overall as a receiver, and like I'm saying, this past season, he did absolutely blow up when it came to the receiving stat line. 56 receptions, 413, and 2 touchdowns, so he was utilized quite a bit in that pass game. Bo Nix was one of the leaders in the FBS for passes behind the line of scrimmage, so he did get a lot of work in this offense, and it was tailored perfect for Bucky Irving to be very successful in this as well. He did run very well last year as well, 186 attempts for 1180 and 11 touchdowns, so he is not one guy to get out of this end zone as well. He can find ways to manufacture touchdowns in your offense if he is called upon. Hence why I say the body balance is there and the pinball ability, breaking tackles and finding his way into the end zone. Is he going to bulldoze anybody? No, that's not part of his game, but at least he's able to make a lot of plays with what he does well. Great ball control on the limited workload. So only 475 in attempts? Yeah, that's right. 475 in attempts, and he only had 1 fumble, y'all. This is good news. You're looking for people to hold the football and not turn the football over. Bucky Irving is going to be the staple of that early on, unless seen otherwise in the NFL. Why I got a question mark on the limited workload? Simply because if he sees more, will he start to fumble the football a little bit more? That is a question I always have on running backs that didn't necessarily see the top end, 600 carries in their collegiate career. But again, you got to go with what you know, and 475 carries is no slouch, almost 500 touches from the backfield and only 1 fumble. That is big positives for me. Very good college productivity. Like I'm saying, he could be this all-purpose yard machine in the NFL, like I'm saying, and I do like that about his game. We've seen smaller guys make it, like Darren Sproles, a little bit thicker of a frame, and I think that, he's in this category. 5'9" not small for a running back, but it is undersized in that sense as well. But I do like the fact that he can be utilized in both the run and the pass game, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should exploit that 110%. Not overworked. So while I'm saying, is it a detriment to, ball security with limited, volume, but he has got a lot of tread on these tires. Under 500 carries for his career is absolutely stellar, and there is going to be lots of juice in those feet, and I do like that about a Bucky Irving quite a bit. But he does got some cons we got to talk about like everybody else does, and I'm going to start with the undersized stature and height, and it's injury concern potential. We know this. If he starts to take any kind of huge glaring punishment and hits in the NFL, can his body withstand the punishment? That's always the question mark you got on a guy this size, but I do believe he's nimble enough in the open field. He's not going to take the great punishment, even though we have seen him take some pretty big hits. I think this is just one of those concerns that you do have. If he understands how to play the game in the NFL, does not take the great punishment, understands what the defense is giving him, maybe goes out of bounds here and there, saves his body punishment, that's good. But the undersized back is definitely number 1 on the cons. He could stand to add a little bit more muscle mass, get up over 200 pounds, would only aid in him, absorbing the contact, even though he's a pinball already. I think if he gets up to the 201, 202, I think it's absolutely prime for him right now. Gain an extra 10 pounds, and I think he will be very good in that respect. 4.55 on the 40 time is going to, concern people if he does put on more weight. Will he get slower? The burst is definitely there on that first step for me, so I don't think it's going to be a big problem. Is he ever going to cook anybody down the field with those wheels? Probably not, but at least has got the burst to get you that, good 10 to 12 yards when required when the holes do open up on the outside, man. He could use more patience at times. And this is the thing, okay? The vision is good for me, and the patience, I think, aids in that. So he gets a little happy feet, impatient. The hole's not opening up, but then he's so good in the respect where the vision is good to get the cutback lanes. It kind of masks the inadequacy when you're talking about vision and patience being that tandem, skill set you're looking for out of your running backs. I don't think it's a glaring con. I just think the vision could use improvement. I do like his vision overall. It's good. It's good enough to start in the NFL, and he should improve with a couple years under his belt in the pros. But he does need more patience. If he understands the patient part of his game, the vision will only look that much better on film, and it will look like he is improving. So a little couple nuances he needs to work on in that respect, in my opinion, and I think he will work wonders in the NFL. He can turn up before making the catch, which, I've seen people discuss his hands, and I'm not necessarily agreeing in that as well. I'm completely indifferent on all these, scouts suggesting that his hands are clunkers and they're not necessarily natural. I don't see that. I think he's got very good hands. I think the hands are not liability whatsoever, and they're not suspect. I think that he can make a lot of plays in the open field, but what I did notice, he will try to turn upfield before he does haul in the ball, which does lead to some double catching, some concentration drops as well. So if he fixes that problem, it's just about, look the ball in, then turn upfield, and everything will work out to his benefit, but he is definitely not a liability. Showcased that last year. Yes, a lot of the passes were short, but I'm telling y'all, he is a good receiving back, and I think he will do very well in this Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense that does feed Rachaad White a lot, so he's going to be, called upon Bucky Irving to at least catch the football quite a bit in this offense, you got to believe. Not a true three-down back. I mean, okay, I don't think he's ever going to be in the NFL. He's got a great change of pace. Everything everyone wanted Chase Edmonds to be, he could probably be, and that much more. I want to believe. I do like Bucky Irving's game quite a bit, and I do like the fact, again, the burst is the biggest aspect of his game to get into that open field. Stop-start burst is definitely there when he is in the open field as well. So not being a true three-down back may, prolong his NFL career, which is also a positive. So if you see a tandem between him and Rachaad White, I think that's a very nice tandem where White could actually be a little bit more of a bully in a lot of respects in the running game, where then Bucky Irving comes in for the little thunder and lightning approach in this tandem. I do like that about his game. Can he handle blitz pickup? So this is a big question mark for me as well. He's not terrible, but I mean, every young running back definitely needs to improve, especially with Baker Mayfield. You got to be able to pick up those blitz packages that the defense is giving you, and if he does that, he will not miss his reps on the field, being that receiving back, especially on third downs, which I do believe is where Bucky should start early on in the NFL, where he'll get his sprinkle of touches, but I think in the pass game is where they want that mismatch, a little bit more speed, a little bit more ability over the middle. I think that's exactly where Bucky's going to be, but for grading purposes, everybody gets a grade score, and Bucky is one of these guys. I do like his game quite a bit. He did fall on some of my trends. 74.4% for Bucky Irving. He does not sit necessarily with the other top guys right now, but I do like his game. It's not a, knock on him whatsoever. He's still in that very good ability, very good upside where he could produce in the NFL. There's just the ceiling is a lot lower than these guys, I want to say, and I mean the floor could be a lot larger as well. He could be one of these guys 3 years in the league, and then he's an afterthought if he does not produce and show out early on. That's kind of what we're getting from Bucky Irving that I see at this point. Is there quality? Is there potential, especially in this Buccaneers running back room, to jump some spots? Absolutely, and I do think he's electric enough. He can make a play year one and be at least a fixture in a three-back set here in Tampa Bay. So there you have that is Bucky Irving, Oregon Ducks product, now Tampa Bay Buccaneer. A lot of good upside for this man, a lot of potential upside for this man. Ceiling could be a lot lower than a lot of these running backs, but I do like his game, and I'm really rooting for him to actually carve out a role for himself here with the Buccaneers. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.